It's March, which is International Women's Month, and I'm really excited to have the opportunity to interview my friend and coworker Britta to find out a little bit more about her and what she does. Hey, how are you?
How are you today? I'm fine, thank you.
I'm all right. Happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day to you too. Have you seen all the posts on WhatsApp and Instagram and Facebook from all the women wishing each other Happy Women's Day?
Not yet, but I'm really excited. It's still early here. So
I see. Yeah, well, it's in the afternoon in Germany already. So
yeah, that'll be great. All right. So why don't you tell us what your job is?
Yeah, sure. I'm the new communications manager here at Spreadshop. And I've only been working for the company for 2 months, I think. So yeah, I just got started. I think it's a little different with you, right?
Yeah, I've been here for almost 8 years. It'll be 8 years this year.
Wow.
So, yeah, but I've
That's
had a few different role changes too. So right now we're in the same boat. We're both starting kind of new.
Yeah, true.
What led you to Spreadshop and your career as a communications manager?
Well, I think a lot of coincidences actually. To be honest, I've tried to start at Spreadshop or Spreadshirt for quite some time now, for 4 years or so, but it never really worked out. So yeah, I've been trying to get in there multiple times, but now it finally worked, and so I'm really, really happy to be here. And well, I think one of the reasons why I'm here is because I'm very persistent, probably, and also because, well, I like to communicate, and so.
Yeah, I feel like my story is kind of similar. We're both here because we're persistent. But I think that you ended up, everything worked out exactly the way that it should have, because Spreadshop is a great fit for you, and we're really happy to have you. So that's cool. So you've only been here for a few months, but what is your favorite thing about working at Spreadshop so far?
I think the thing I like most is the international team that I'm working with. So I sit here in Leipzig, in a medium-sized city in the eastern part of Germany, and I'm talking to Americans all the time, and I have shop owners who live in France or in Brazil or everywhere, all over the place, all over the world, and that's just nice to get in touch with different cultures and well, different nationalities, of course, within the team, but also when it comes to the shop owners that I talk to.
Yeah, it's definitely wild to have such an international customer base and to be able to talk to so many different people all the time. That's really cool. So what motivates you the most at work?
I love this question. Well, this question is often part of a job interview, and the one thing I always wanted to answer to this question was, well, I'm really very, very passionate about making a living and not starving to death.
That's why we're here.
Right, isn't it? That's a really good motivation to me, actually.
It's honest. Yeah.
To get up in the morning, go to work, do your best, I really like to pay my rent.
Yeah, that's very important.
Well, of course, also, I think I'm just repeating myself here because it's, again, the awesome team, the job that's real fun. And yeah, that's basically it.
Cool. Well, I'm happy that you're happy here. I'm happy that you can pay your rent and feed yourself and have a nice roof over your head. So you have already stated that you're passionate about both just having enough money to live and to be on this cool team. Which personality trait do you attribute to your success the most, and why would you say that?
I would say it's definitely not my love for sarcasm, but I suppose maybe my empathy. Yeah, I think that's a big one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Being able to listen and not just talk all the time or just wait until you're up to talk next. So yeah, I think that's a plus.
It makes a big difference when you're on a team to have people who are empathetic, for sure. And I appreciate your sarcasm as well.
Actually, some people can handle it.
Yeah, I love it. We're the same style for sure.
I know. I figured that out.
So if you could add one thing to your office, I know right now we're kind of back and forth between home and the physical office because of COVID-19. So if you could add anything to your office in Leipzig, what would it be?
In my home office as well as in my office where I am right now, it would be like one of those really fancy coffee machines, those that are really loud and foamy and make all those noises that kind of scare you a little bit, but that make really brilliant coffee.
Yeah, the more scared you are, the better the coffee tastes, right?
Exactly.
I like that. Yeah. What coffee drink would you have?
I don't know. I think that depends on my mood. If I'm really, really tired and not in the mood for doing anything, then I would probably just drink it black. But most of the time, it's like one of those really fancy things like latte macchiato or cappuccino or something like that.
I love it. Yeah, what's the point of having a loud, fancy coffee machine if you're not going to make something crazy?
Right.
Awesome. Well, how do you spend your time outside of work? We've talked about what you like about work and what you'd like to have in your office. Now, I'm interested to hear what you do when you're not working.
I sing very much. I'm in a band. I am in a very nice choir too, actually. And yeah, that's what I do. I also have a ukulele girl trio, and we cover indie pop rock songs very unsuccessfully.
Where can I find them?
In my living room, mostly.
Oh my gosh, I need to. That sounds like something that I'm gonna have to follow up with you on because that sounds awesome.
Yeah. we're starting, we just started practicing, and it's really awful, but it's a lot of fun. So I think it's nothing for the public ear.
I hope that changes, at least for me, maybe. What are some songs that you're working on?
Um, we've mostly just been working on one really crazy singer from the UK. His name is Barnes Courtney, and he's a lot of fun. I've been to his concert 2 years ago, and he's like one of those really old school rock and roll guys who does like stage dive and all the stuff,
Oh,
and
cool.
really cool music. And so yeah, we decided we have to mess with his music.
That's really cool. I know him. I mean, not
Really?
personally, but yeah, I know of him. I've heard his music before. That's
Wow.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's really unknown.
Maybe someday, like over video, I can harmonize with you guys.
Oh my God.
That would be fun.
I did that already with my choir. We did
Yeah.
3 or 4 virtual choir songs where we all were sitting at home and just with our camera and yeah, recorded our voice, only ours. That was really strange. One of the most strangest experiences I have ever made. But the result was quite okay. So it's not the same like being on stage together, but still,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's cool that you can make it work though, even
Uh,
not being able to physically be with people. But it is awkward to sing to your laptop and see your face. It sounds like you have a pretty fun life outside of work then.
I try, of course, I try.
I would like to ask if there is a woman who inspires you and why.
I think that's a really, 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 really difficult question because, of course, there are like all these women from history that I totally admire. Um, I don't know, like Rosa Luxemburg, Sophie Scholl. I don't know if you guys really know them over in America, but in Germany or in Europe, they're pretty famous. And those are women who stepped up for the things that they believed in. And I think that's the thing that yeah, can be admired about every woman who is getting up in the morning and standing her ground and fighting for what she believes in. So whether she's a professor or an artist or an activist or a drag queen or a plus size model or an influencer, I don't know. I think everybody or every woman who tries to make a difference is a huge inspiration to everyone.
I agree with that. That's awesome. It is really hard to pick. There are so many, every woman I feel like is inspirational in a way. So what empowers you as a woman? What makes you feel the most confident?
I would say I'm the most confident when somebody asks my opinion and actually takes it. That sounds really lame, but especially when I was younger. I mean, I'm in my 30s now. Now it's all right. But when I was in my 20s, and I got asked, well, what I thought about a certain topic, and I answered and I said, okay, maybe this and this we could do differently, or I don't like this at all because of these and these reasons. And afterwards, well, it was done like it was planned in the first place. So my opinion didn't really matter. But now, yeah, now I got the feeling that my opinion does matter, and that's when I feel very empowered when I see, okay, I said that, I did that. Now it's done the way I wanted it to be done. That's a nice feeling.
That's wonderful. You have fantastic ideas, so you deserve to be heard.
I try my best. As I said, I'm very passionate about making a living.
Yeah, as you should be. So, what does feminism mean to you? This is another really tricky, difficult question.
Yes. I have to be honest. A few years ago, I think about this very frequently, but I think when I first thought about feminism as a grown up, as an adult, I first thought, yeah, okay, why do we still need that? I mean, we are equal, aren't we? So why would we need that? That was like the first instinct that I would have never said out loud. And the more I thought about it, I thought, yeah, we can do anything, right? Except if we're fat or skinny or ugly or dumb or poor or too loud or too shy or bitchy. Oh God, bitchy. And then I realized, oh no, we can't do anything. We could maybe on paper here in Germany and Europe in general, maybe on paper we can, but not to an extent that I would want my daughter to grow up if I had one day, you know. But that's the way the world should evolve, so that everybody, no matter how she looks or what social or cultural background she has the same chances as everybody else.
Yeah, that's why it's so important for us to keep fighting too. Right.
Definitely. Not just for us. I mean, we in Europe, and also I think also you in the US, we are quite fortunate actually. I mean, my parents aren't rich, but I still got the opportunity to go to university and to have a good job now. Or I can choose freely whom I want to marry, or if I want to get married at all. But there are many women who don't have that choice. And even the ones who are fortunate are not equal. And that's the thing, I think. There's a lot that still has to happen.
Yeah, there is. And I'm glad that we're both passionate women that are trying to help make that happen. It's really important to speak out about it too, I think. And learn. I feel like we grow up in an environment that doesn't always teach us, like tries to hide the truth, about how crappy people have it. So if you could give a piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
That's a tricky one. There's probably lots I would talk to little Britta about. But I think the most important thing is probably like a real cheesy line like, "Oh, you're beautiful and awesome just the way you are." But I don't know if my 14 or 13-year-old self wouldn't have said, "No, I'm not. Go away." But I think I would try to tell her that that it's great to be kind of unique, and that she shouldn't compare herself to other people, because comparing uniqueness is senseless, is impossible. So I would actually would like to give this advice to every young woman or girl or teenager or whatever, that yeah, comparison doesn't help anyone. So who cares if your friend is a size 0, or if your friend has rich parents, or if your friend is white, you know, you can't compare yourself to others, because we are all imperfect, and that's good. That's a really
Yeah.
good
I wish somebody did tell. I think every young girl needs to hear that, especially at the age you mentioned,
thing.
13 or 14.
Or
That's
where
a rough
you feel
time.
ugly about yourself. That's so terrible.
Yeah, I think even the prettiest girls were still comparing themselves to everyone. Not we're all pretty, but maybe like the cool girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that you turned out fantastically, and you are a very unique person, and that shines through in everything that you do and say, I think. So you turned out great.
That's nice. It's a nice thing to say. Well, I try my best, of course, right? As we all should.
Yeah. Well, you succeed.
Let's see.
Uh, okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to answer some questions and tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm always happy to learn more about you, and I think that everybody else will be too.
Thanks, Brooke. It was so nice talking to you, as always.
Yeah.